Welcome to the New Life Stories channel. We hope you will have fun with us. Enjoy watching.
Tina saw Mark as he was supervising the unloading of furniture at the entrance. She was standing on the balcony, smoking, when she heard his voice downstairs. "Is someone moving in?" she thought. It was Saturday morning. There was nothing to do. Boredom squeezed her throat with self-pity. "I'm 21 now, and I have nothing to do on my day off. Life is passing me by." She was winding herself up, purposefully driving herself into the very state from which many people run like fire. Going to the lake to swim, going to the movies with friends, calling former classmates. But Tina belonged to the category of people who like to feel sorry for themselves sometimes, to dig into their feelings, bringing themselves to tears. And in the mirror, at such moments, Tina saw not a beautiful young girl with a fine figure and correct facial features, but an aging, lonely, unhappy, unneeded woman. "Look, let's be careful, please." The man outside the driveway spoke in a pleasant velvet soprano. The movers were swearing as they pulled a huge dresser with carved doors out of the back of the truck. The man, however, never once raised his voice, didn't swear even when the wall of the dresser scooped along the edge of the brow. "Guys, be careful," Tina coughed. She certainly didn't have a cold. It was just the way the girl was trying to get the attention of the man she was interested in. The man raised his head. As soon as his eyes saw Tina, the girl instantly fixed her gaze on the horizon. Then, as if unintentionally, glanced down and smiled. "Hi," she whispered with just her lips. The man smiled back and nodded his head. "What a devil!" One of the movers erupted into a 3-story profanity, snapping his arm, and the man rushed to his aid. "You should have your head pinned back." Tina was angry at the unknown and innocent loader. She left the balcony. She walked across the room, catching the toe of a room shoe on her skirt lying on the floor. It had been lazy to hang it in the closet yesterday. She lifted the skirt, caught her image in the wall mirror. Still boring, she thought, and started to dress. Good thing her head was in order. A moment's lipstick and eyeliner, a single spritz of perfume, sunglasses on her nose. She's a good damn girl, Tina concluded and opened the apartment door. She was no longer bored, nor did she consider herself at this moment an old maid with a failed life. The passenger elevator opened on the first floor. In the freight one, the fiddling and puffing of movers could be heard. Tina tapped her heels on the steps leading to the street. It was spring outside. The bright sun reflected in the windshields of the cars parked near the entrance and disappeared into the crowns of trees, gaining strength after winter sleep. The man saw her. Their gazes crossed. Their eyes met. Through the haze of his glasses, Tina watched the birth of interest on the handsome face. Interest was born. Now it was necessary that he not be unduly shy. The girl walked slowly past the man. He lowered his head, focusing on the toes of his model shoes for a second. "Why don't you ask me something?" thought Tina in despair. "Tell me, please, do the elevators here break down a lot?" The man portrayed a look of genuine interest on his face. "Well, yes. Elevators worry you," thought Tina. "Not very often. Are you moving in?" "Yes, I'll be your neighbor," the man smiled. They didn't talk for more than 2 minutes, but after that time, Tina already knew that the man's name was Mark, that his apartment was directly above hers, and he learned that she lived below him, that it had the same layout as his apartment, and the renovations are very unusual, and he'd be interested in seeing that renovation. The apartment was given to Tina by her father, and thus spared himself and his new wife from his daughter's society. Tina was very happy. She was angry with her new mother, who was old enough to be her sister, and she was quite content to live on her own. Thank God she didn't have to earn money, and her father brought groceries on weekends. But it was boring. An hour later, the girl was already preparing for the arrival of the guest. A transparent negligee, scented candles, that's the fun. Tina imagined how the neighbor would be stunned when he entered the apartment and saw her in such a form and in such an environment. The doorbell rang. Seeing Tina like this, the neighbor got down to business without any further ado. It was not necessary to evaluate the repair. Mark, right in the hallway, took the new neighbor on his already ready banana. Then there was the kitchen table, the floor, and then in her bedroom. Only after they had exploded and the passion had receded did the neighbor, breathing hotly, let go a compliment about the renovations. Everything had worked out exactly as Tina had pictured in her imagination. The unforgettable experience of intimacy with a stranger exceeded all expectations. 2 hours later, Tina, throwing her robe over her naked body, was drinking coffee with her neighbor. "How lucky you are to have a neighbor," she let a languid glance. But the man wasn't saying much. It was as if he was in a hurry. "Are you in a hurry?" "I have to check everything out, figure out where to put the cabinets, the bed." After Mark left, she collapsed on the couch. Her thoughts were confused. Her memory brought her back again and again to the events that had taken place a few hours ago, drawing scenes full of passion and madness. The doorbell rang. Who is it, I wonder? Maybe he can't get enough. And she got a hiccup under her spine with impatience. Some man stood on the doorstep. "Excuse me, I'm your upstairs neighbor. We're connecting the phone tomorrow. Could you leave the door to the common hallway open? The handyman will be here." "You're the upstairs neighbor?" Tina didn't understand. "Well, yes, we bought the apartment. Sorry to bother you. Why didn't Mark come in?" It was time to surprise the man. "Mark who?" "Well, we met a relative of yours." "We're just moving here," smiled the man. "And who supervised the unloading of the furniture this morning?" asked Tina. "The foreman of the movers supervised, but I don't know his name." "But I do," thought Tina. "Okay, I'll leave the common door open." Tina slammed the door shut without finishing her words of thanks. Walked to the balcony. From the balcony to the bedroom. Fell onto the bed. "How miserable I am! 21 years old, and I'm acting like a fool. Poor me, and no one wants me," Tina cried. It was unbearably sad. Thank you very much for watching. Leave comments, put likes, share with friends, and subscribe to the channel.